let's ignore the rain for a moment and focus on the fact that today is May, so it's time to bring some new flowers and maybe some new plants into your garden. I recently visited Peter Mezitt from Weston Nurseries to discuss how you can get the most out of a fruit tree. So we have Peter here, and today is a fruit tree focused segment, and we're going to talk about how we can really get a good return on our trees, right?
Right, yeah. So fruit trees can be a challenge, but there's ways to be successful. I want to talk about how anyone can have an orchard in their yard and be successful. The first thing that you need to know is fruit trees like pears and apples and sweet cherries, they need two different varieties. In other words, you're not going to have any fruit unless you have at least two different types of sweet cherries or apple trees.
Okay.
That said, there are these trees that have grafted onto the same tree the different varieties. You can see Yellow Delicious, you can see Gravenstein, you can see Red Macintosh.
This is good for my family because I'm the only one that likes the Granny Smith. And then they all go towards other kinds, so I can get my branch with the Granny Smith on it.
You can get your branch, exactly. These were all different varieties grafted onto the same stock, so now you don't need two trees.
This will self-pollinate then?
It'll self-pollinate, exactly.
Oh, awesome.
So that's good to know. And you know, what you need to know about pruning is another reason that people can struggle with getting the fruit. You need to see branches starting off about a foot or two off the ground, and then every 6 inches or so after that. So you form this kind of scaffolding structure to your tree where the branches get out at 45 to 90 degree angles and get more sunlight.
Okay, so it's all to achieve the maximum amount of sun.
You want the maximum amount of sunlight, which brings up, make sure you plant them in a sunny spot to begin with.
Okay, all right, and to avoid the frost, you were telling me earlier, higher up, higher in elevation.
Higher up is good because here in New England we can get that late frost, and if if the frost gets on the flowers will not produce fruits later on.
We don't want that. Speaking of the buds coming out and the flowers in the not too distant future, there's certain things that you want us to treat the trees with.
Yeah, this tree shows just the beginning of some green buds coming out here. And this is the time in April in Massachusetts where we want to put on an oil spray which smothers any insects. If you don't do anything else, do that. If you do one thing, do this.
Are you coating the whole tree?
You coat the whole tree. This is a hose end sprayer, so you can spray it probably a couple times in April would be good. And that's going to take care of a lot of the insect problems that could occur later on and prevent them from occurring at all.
But you don't want to do it once the blossom is already out, right?
Well, once the blossom's out and you start using something else to really prevent any insects or funguses, this fruit tree spray is a product that works very well. You can go on an every 2 or 3 week application to make sure, you know, probably up till July when your fruits start getting of size, to make sure that you have good fruit production and that the insects don't destroy anything.
Okay.
But you do not want to put this on. A lot of these have insecticides that will harm the bees, so you don't want to use it while the plant is flowering.
And for those of you who are afraid of getting stung, without the bees you would not have fruit. So
right.
So we want to keep those nice and healthy, right?
Absolutely. So the ways that you can succeed with orchard: plant in a sunny area. Plant on hills rather than valleys. For that late season frost, you're less likely to get that in the hills. The pruning, get the branches to come out to the side and seek more sunlight. And obviously you need bees, so if you don't have bees in your yard, you might not get anything.
Oh no, don't say that. And I think you should keep the F word to yourself. We're talking about frost, because hopefully my forecast is not going to call for it.
Right, I hope we're done with that.
I know, it was great to see you as always, and happy planting, everybody.